What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Long time no see. It has been a minute. Like, it's been crazy. So brief updates on everything. I officially have a job. Woo! Well, I mean, they did just about everything. They offered me the job, and for the most part, from what they say, I'm hired. I'm just waiting to basically for the offer letter and stuff. But I did pretty much fill out like everything, so I officially have a job. Yay! Which is good. It's also on call, so it's not like something that has like my full undivided attention. So I will be able to balance streaming and working at the same time. Now, the only thing is how often I will be working. So we're still, that's still like out there. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm hoping that I can potentially make this a full-time thing at least like ending of May, early June or something like that. But for now, I'm pretty much just an on-call girl. So another thing is wait, I forgot. I forgot already. I don't remember. What was the other thing? It'll come to me. I don't remember. But yes, I have had, like a pretty busy week. I was basically interviewing all week last week, which is why I really wasn't streaming that much. I also had a lot of family things going on, all good things, no bad things, knock on wood, all good things. We actually, my sister, our cousins, our friends, we all met up and had a nice cookout kind of deal going on. It was really fun. That was on Sunday, so that was a lot of stuff going on there, which I'm really happy that we were able to do that. Okay, TikTok, what do you want now? Oh, it was telling me to promote. Well, how about no, not right now. But yeah, no, it's been really, really fun. I remember now. The other thing is that I will be changing my streaming time again. The first time I changed it, I was streaming at 9 o'clock, and then I moved it up an hour to 8 o'clock. But now I'm going to be streaming in the afternoon because I feel like that fits my schedule now a lot more. Then I'll be able to edit in the daytime and then spend time with family in the evening. And then I'll be able to, have, a lot more free time than doing everything that basically doing it the way that I've been doing it now. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, the way that I've been doing it. It's just that everything is shifted towards nighttime. And now I have to correct my schedule, essentially, because now I have to work. So there is that. TikTok with all these pop-ups. When did TikTok start doing all these different pop-ups? It's telling me to invite people, and I don't know how to do that. Or who to invite. But yeah, that's going to be a whole nother thing. TikTok, you're going back over here. You're officially in timeout. How dare you? Okay, but yes, I will be changing my streaming time to the daytime. Well, at least to the afternoon. Hopefully that it vibes better with viewership, and also me working on more content. I also want to start doing reactions and stuff, or at least diversify my my content, because I feel like my content is very one note. Not that it's a bad thing that I mainly just play games for the most part, because I like games. I like playing games. I like doing what I'm doing now. But I really had a good time when I reacted to BTS's comeback song Swim. I haven't been able to make more time in order to react to 2.0 and Hooligan, or anything like that, which I would love to, and then like put that out there, and then maybe do like a whole album reaction would be really cool. There's also a lot of other songs, so maybe like having like a music reaction playlist, or you know, stuff like that. And then maybe like my sister wants me to watch like Nat Geo stuff, but like unhinged stuff. Like she's like, remember when we were doing that sleepover and I had put on like this Nat Geo documentary, and I was like, oh yeah, you mean the one that literally woke me up out of my sleep? And there was like these cute little bunnies just like on the snow or wherever they were. I don't even remember if they were on a grassy plain or snow, but for some reason I'm thinking snow. And they were just like, you know, having their sweet little time. And then it's like, and then a hawk sees them. And I was just like, I'm sorry. Like I said, I was just waking up. And the hawk literally came out of the sky, grabbed the bunny, took it up in the air, and then dropped it. And then, of course, they add those crazy sound effects, and you just hear when it hit the ground. I was like, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going back to sleep. So there are videos like that she wants me to watch. I also want to watch like some oddly satisfying videos. I really like oddly satisfying. I hate ASMR, so I will not be listening to ASMR or anything like that. Or is it called ASMR, or is it like as something? I actually don't know. Well, when you describe it like that, I sound like a jerk. I mean, you know how I feel about nature documentaries, okay? You know exactly how I feel about nature documentaries. But she says that there's some really good ones out there. I remember she used to watch, what was that one that you used to watch with It's the Circle of Life? Oh, well, yes, this is true. Lion King has taught us that. Hashtag Lion King, correct. But what's the one with the guy I think is so funny? He's like in the studio and he's like Tabitha or whatever. That one's really funny. I would actually react to that one. Round Planet. Okay, yeah, I definitely want to watch that one and stuff. But yeah, I want to do like more content, more like just different stuff, so you guys could see more things that I like to watch. Like I watch I watch all types of stuff. Like I watch things in various different languages. You guys will see how I act when I watch stuff with different languages. Like I just copy them the entire time. That's, I think, the reason why I learned Korean so quickly. Because like when the girls would say something, I would say something. Or like there was this, I forget what drama it is, but there was this Korean drama with Park Seo-joon, and I forget the other guy, but the other guy had like multiple personalities, and one of his personalities was like a teenage girl, and like that teenage girl liked Park Seo-joon, and like would just be like oppa and stuff like that. Like that that show was like super funny. It was so funny. And like whenever the guy who had the multiple personalities, his sister, whenever she needed like to do something, she would lock him in a room with Park Seo-joon to distract him so he didn't just like go anywhere. Oh my god, that show was hilarious. And there's like so many good K-dramas. I actually want to do, I think there's a website called like ranked.com or something like that, where basically you can like rank different things. It could literally be just about anything. And I'm pretty sure they have a K-drama one, and I can kind of show you guys. Maybe that could be a first video or something like that, a reaction thing, where I could show you guys like famous scenes or clips from these different K-dramas, and then, you know, like rank them and stuff like that. Like that would be so cool if we could do it. Yeah, I'm gonna look into rank.com. It's like something like that. Maybe not rank.com, because I think that's a completely different website that does its own rankings, but it's like something like that where the people can rank them. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, like I'm like kind of stuck on content. I also don't react a lot, so I feel like I'm not somebody that has like very big reactions and stuff like that. But I do want to do more things with my books. Maybe not with my pops, because I like pops, but I just like them for aesthetic reasons. I don't really know too much about pops. That is my boy over at 1390 Planet. Oh wait, no, Planet 1390. Why did I say that backwards? What the heck? Don't see this. You know, if you see this, it's my dyslexia talking. It wasn't me. It was the dyslexia side. It wasn't me. But but yeah, if you want more you know, like pops information, definitely hop on over there. He's on Instagram and he has all things pops. He even has a really cool pop room. So there is that, and he's the one who got me into all of these pops. Okay, he literally got me into every single one of these. So but yeah, I mean, that's kind of everything to kind of like catch up on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, or if you want me to react to anything, or if you want me to play anything, just make sure to send it to me. Make sure to, I mean, you could like put it in my comments, you can message me. I'm on just about everything. You could tweet at me. I'm on Twitter, that apparently now everybody's calling X. We don't claim that name, but you know, you could just like tag me into something and I will definitely check it out, and then I could play it online. I mean online. I sound old. Oh my god, that was like the most old sentence I have ever said. But yeah, I could play it on stream is what I was trying to say. But that being said, I have been wanting to play the Roottrees Are Dead for weeks, and I forgot about it all last week when I was going like, I don't really know what I want to play. I mean, that's not how I usually sound like, because I feel like my voice is very deep for a girl, so there is that. But I've been wanting to play the Roottrees Are Dead for a very, very, very long time, and that is what we are going to do now. Have it downloaded. Time to put our detective big brain hats on, and let's get to it. I'm going to ignore that just so you guys know. What is this? Launch options. Play the Roottrees Are Dead. What's up, Odyssey? How you doing? And then okay, we'll just play the first one. What's compatibility one? What's the difference? I don't know. Okay, we're just going to play. All right, here we go. And switch. Now, if it... Jesus. Oh my god, my ears. Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. We really got to turn this down. Did that turn anything down? Oh, my ears. You said it sounds good. Okay, it didn't sound good in my ears. We are playing the Roottrees Are Dead. Okay. Oh my god. I can only imagine. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I don't know what these are all going to sound like. Ambient sounds? I feel like that should be like that. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hold on. I can't hear. I feel like I'm yelling. Am I yelling? I feel like I was yelling with that on. I feel like that's still a little bit too loud. How about right here? It's a nice saxophone though. Okay, we're gonna save these changes. I think this is pretty good. It's not too low. It's not too... So the sound is gone. You can't hear it? What? You love the music? Yeah, the music is really good. Okay, let's see. Enable search all for periodicals, enabling this certain puzzle significantly easier. Okay. We are good. The music is kind of loud on TikTok. Oh. Okay. I will turn the music down just slightly more. That should be a little bit better, right? You can still hear it. It's not too loud. It's in the green for me, so I think that that's pretty good. My voice is in the yellow and the music is in the green. Okay, perfect. Just so I don't have to yell over everything. I also don't know how this is going to sound, so here we go. All right, new game. The Roottrees Are Dead. Now we got to see what happened. The mystery begins here. Here we go. Loading. December 6th, 1998. I was 4 years old.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
What happened to their mom?
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
What if we fail? How does the game go? Okay. Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. Examine the evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Sleuth. That's what that said. Okay. So a spouse is unknown. Okay, so are we supposed to peel something back? You don't have any portraits available to add to the family tree. Get started. Click on Faces on the Evidence tab. Oh. The person who hired you gave you this photo with the note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they printed the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazines you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottrees is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." All right, we got one sister, another one, and another one. Perfect. Okay. Took pictures. Okay. A list of names. Eloise, Gwyneth Anderson, Deborah Bean, Laura Carlson, Stephanie Cottrell, Patricia Christensen, Sarah Cosell, Danielle Franks, Luisa Garcia, Bonnie Hudson, Edith Jacobson, Patricia Jones, Bethany Kellogg. She did it. It was the Kellogg's. Stephanie Landon, Clara Lansing, Diamond LaRoe, Jane LaRoe, Kim LaRoe. Okay, Helen Lanson, Gwyneth Madsen, Nicole Madsen, Joan Moreau, Angelica Martin, Carolyn Martin, Gwendolyn Martin. Oh, Morden. April Quidditch. Okay. Jessica Rafferty LaRoe, Katrina Rafferty LaRoe, Candy Rootree. Oh, okay. There's a lot of Rootrees here. Okay, we have Candy Rootree, Carly Rootree, Gwendolyn Rootree, Gwen Rootree, Christina Rootree, Lauren Rootree, Margaret Rootree, November Rootree, Raina Rootree, Riley Rootree, Samantha Rootree, Tessa Rootree, Nicole Smith, Penelope Tessa Green, Brenda White, Catherine Wilkins, Jim Wilson. And then on the men's side, oh my God, there's so many names. Okay. Sam Cattrall. Okay. Linus Cornwall. Walter Forsythe. Christopher Hudson, Guy Hudson, Brian Jones. It's a lot of names. Screenshot. David the Third Kellogg, David the Fourth Kellogg, Mark Landon, Ernest Madsen, Ernest Jr. Okay. James Mordens, Zachariah Morden, Chris Rafferty, Clark Rafferty, Jacob Rafferty, Carl Clancy, Edward Clancy Jr., Edward. They weren't that what do you call it? Creative with the names. A lot of the names repeat. Elias Jr., Elias C., Elias M., Jack Rootree, James Miracle Jr., Miracle III, Robert Ronald Wolf, Thomas Sheridan, Jason Wilson, Stephen Wilson, Zach Wilson. Okay, that's very interesting. Oh. Am I connected? What the heck? Okay, spider search. Oh my God, I don't even remember the names. I want to search up the girls. Candy, Carly. I'm gonna look up both of those. Candy. Oh, Jesus. Rootree. Okay, no Candy Rootree. Carly. Oh. You discover a trivia page that lists common trick questions. The answer to what are the first names of the famous Rootree girls? List the answer Raina, Carly, and Riley. The explanation below, the answer states that Rose was originally born Carly Rose Rootree. Apparently, her parents had planned to name a son Carl Rootree Jr., but after finding out they were having a second daughter, they named her Carly. Sometime in the early 90s, a now preteen, Carly strongly expressed her dislike that her sisters had RH names, and she was the odd one out. That's when she began to go by her middle name, Riley. Okay. Wait, no. Her middle name is Rose. Okay, with a RH. That's crazy. You said not dial up? Yeah, I know. Okay, so we have Raina, Carly, and Riley. And Carly also goes by Rose. Okay, that is good to know. Am I able to take a picture of these? No, I guess not. Okay, so we have Carly, Raina, and Riley. Those are their names. Okay, so can I look up Raina? Is no picture gonna come up? Oh, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest. Okay. Raina is the oldest. Then nope. Wait, how do you spell Riley? Wait a minute. R-H. They are all R-H. R-H. Riley. Riley is the most famous because she's the... Oh, wait, no, that's Raina. What? You might think they're rich because they're models, but their dad is also the president of a candy company. Brenda is a fashion designer. Oh, their mom is Brenda. Okay. Riley does is most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Alright, let's look up Rose. That might tell me something. Oh my god. Rose Retreat is not as popular as her older sister, but still very well known. Most of the time, they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when searching for the sisters together. Okay. If someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, doing a deeper dive on what you learn about them will often lead to additional discoveries. A good research tip is to make note of any brand names, books, product lines. Okay. So wait, did I spell Riley wrong? Isn't this how they spell it? Riley? Maybe that's wrong. No, that's right. Wait. R-H-I-L-E-Y. Okay. Riley is the smart one. Rose is the middle child. Okay, so it's Raina, Rose, Riley. Okay, gotcha. Raina, Rose, and Riley. That's good to know. But I don't know who's who. She looks older, but... Okay, they said somebody had their ears pierced. I think Rose had her ears pierced. Right? I think that's what they said. Unfortunately, the results of Rose by herself don't lead to anything. Wait, where did I see that somebody got their ears pierced? No. Okay, so Raina is... Who's the one? It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. Ah, yes. Yes, I remember that. Okay. I know I saw something with somebody's ears are pierced. I'm gonna do the last sister. What's her name? Riley. Did you guys catch that? I don't remember who's hold on. Harley. I have to find that again because I don't remember. Let's see. Roottrees is very popular. Older sister Raina, but still very well unknown. Most of the time they're lumped together. Okay. I'm just going to keep, because I'm just skimming and I probably should actually just read it like I read it the first time, but it is what it is. Okay. You might think they're rich just because they're models. Clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Okay. Someday, who said this? Riley said this about Rose. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. And Rose is the middle child. So that would mean that Riley... Okay. So if Rose is the middle child, this would be Rose. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Guys, maybe I'm not awake enough for this. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna look up Rose real quick. Rose, I think, is the oldest, if I remember right. No, Rose, unfortunately, results don't lead to anything. Oh my God. Raina. that tells me all of them. Rose is the middle child. Okay, so Rose is the middle child. That's Rose. R-H-O-C. What? Do I have to do Carly? Carly. That's Carly. Oh my god. What is... Jeez. Okay. Okay. What does Rose do? Okay, I'm just going to do this first. Okay, I know this one is Raina, so I don't have to keep... Oh, RH. So I don't have to keep going back and forth. And this is Riley. I know that. I just need their pictures and occupations. Okay, hold on. Raina is the most famous. She's the oldest and got married to TMS. Who is TMS? Oh, you get what? Okay. So if we go to Raina, spider search was founded. I don't care about that. That's recommended search for the person. Okay. Raina Roottrees. You might think they're rich just because they're models, but their dad is a president. So they're all models? Is that what's happening here? Model. Oh, wait. I was about to say, wait. Okay, so they're all models. Let's do Riley. I feel like this is just giving me a lot of the same stuff. Oh wait, no, go back, go back. How dare you, stop. Computer, please. Welcome to the notepad. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information such as names, family relationships, marital status, sibling count, or anything else. Okay. Okay, let's do this because this will help if we can just write a lot of this down. Okay, so the Roottrees sisters, right? We have Raina, RH. Raina, she is the oldest. Oh, excuse me. What? Okay, so, okay. Then we have Carly. I'm gonna do this in things like this. Carly, Rose. She is the middle child. And then we have Riley, who is the baby. I like doing that. Okay. She is the baby. Okay, and then I'm gonna edit the notes as we go, just to kind of help us here. Okay. So with this, I didn't think this was going to be as hard as this is. Okay, hold on. Brenda is the designer. Am I reading that right? She's a fashion designer. We'll do that. More distinction helps. Fashion designer. And then we have the father. Their dad is okay, I don't have his name just yet, but I was going to say Daddy Roottrees, but let's not do that. Okay, but none of it's relevant. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, Rose. Here's. Is the I before the E? Hold on. Yes. Pierced. We're just going to do this. For every note, we're going to add something on there. Okay. Okay, they're all models. I'm going to put this here. They are models. Okay. Okay. And then what is this? Oh. No, I don't want to hint just yet. I just want to know what these do. Currently playing music. Right. Okay, let's go back to... No, I need to keep searching them up because I need more identifying characteristics. Like, hold on, we're gonna close this. I want to go back to... Okay. I want to go back to this and see... So this is a middle child, then they got these two. She looks older. I want to say she's older. She looks like a baby. I say this because... Oh wait, she's married. They said she was married. Is that not a ring right here? Or is that somebody's hand? Oh yeah, no, that's a ring. So she is the oldest. Okay. I forgot to... Let me add also in the notes that Raina, the oldest, is married to TWS. Whatever that means. Okay. So this is her and this is her. Oof. Give you the rundown? Okay, so this is the Roottrees Are Dead. We have to solve their murder, it seems. So far, all we have is that the plane went down. We had to identify the 3 girls. So we had to do quick searches and all these different things in order to gather some information in order to know who's who. This is our first test. Now we literally have to build like a whole family tree. This is 3 blood relatives out of the 50 that have died on this plane crash. Or who has died and not died. I think they're trying to also figure out who may be behind this as well. So we are still trying to gather information and know exactly what we're doing, but this has been our first task for the most part. All right, booyah. Who says that? Oh, right, this is the 90s. This is December 1998, by the way. And we have dial-up. There is that. Okay, you've also unlocked the following optional entries. None. Oh, well, there is that. Okay. Here we go.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Woo!
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch.
Uh-oh.
The root trees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Just because I have the internet? I don't think that's how that works.
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Okay.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional. But filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
Okay.
I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
6? Okay. Oh.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
That's not ominous at all. Okay. Okay, so We have, it looks like we have to find Gwyneth and Elias. I need 3 more correct blood relatives before they will lock in. Gotcha. Okay, so 3 out of 9. Before the person who hired you returns, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. That's good to know, I guess. I would assume, spouse is, whose names start with a T? Because he's TWS. Probably Thomas Sheridan, most likely TS. But there's no W, so I can't be sure. But I would assume that's who that is. I kind of just wanted to know just in case. But okay. So it has us starting up here. Okay, we need Gwyneth. Let's see. Gwyneth, there's a Gwyneth Anderson. Let me see. How many Gwyneth? This is probably why there's so many. Gwyneth. There is... Okay, there's an Anderson and a Madsen. So... that does narrow it down. At least to 2, you know? But then there's also this Gwen Roottrees. And then we have Elias. Oh. That would go down to 3. Because I assume it wouldn't be a junior that would be founded in 1908, in my opinion. So this one might be struck out, but we don't really know. So now what we got to do, let's find Gwyneth and Elias. Okay. Ooh, what's this? The story so far. Here we go. Acting voice. The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door and said the lawyers were looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. This included a list of notable Roottrees who they said would be the easiest family members to place. They said they would return in the time it took to fill out 6 more blood relatives. Okay. This is a list of notable Roottrees. The person who hired you gave you this list and said everyone on it could be found easily via your search engine. So we have the sisters, we have Carl, Elias and Gwyneth, Gwen, Red, Jim, Lauren, and Miracle Jr. Any entry on the family tree that belongs to someone on this list will be marked with a star. Notable Roottrees will be crossed out after they are verified and locked in. All right, we got to find them online. What is this? What are these? 35? Intuition. You've been in this line of work for a long time. So long, in fact, you developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. How many clues are connected? Okay. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells, a list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often, the most satisfying revelations come from retracing our path, a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Interesting. Okay, so that's a very high piece. This has 11. What is on here? Root tree, 5 pieces. Strawberry, plum, chocolate, raspberry, apple. There's 5 flavors because the original inventor had 5 kids. Huh. Maybe that's why kids still love them. Radical new flavors because it's no longer the 1920s. What even is an elderberry anyway? Okay. Team Blast. Let's see. This is an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Team Blast. We read that. Okay. Anything else? That's it. Okay. Let's search. We need to find Elias and Gwyneth. So let's start with Elias. Elias Roottree. Printing Elias' old photo. Oh, that's good. So let's look up Gwen. Oh jeez. Wait, how do you spell that? GWY Neth. GWY Neth. Are you printing her too? No? Oh, okay. Elias Roottree was the founder and first president of the Roottrees Company. You find what's essentially a propaganda site about him created by the Roottrees Candy Company. At the top, there's a picture of him and his wife, Gwyneth. That picture has been added to your evidence. Okay, so where's my notebook? All right, so we need to add Elias Roottree. He is the founder and president. Let's see. Then you have I don't know why this name, like, I can't spell Gwyneth. Roottree. So far, we just have that she is the wife of Elias. That's what we have so far. Okay, there's also a biography section that has some additional information. Elias is credited for inventing 5 pieces, a popular maple candy. Before that, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced syrup. Okay. So, okay. After 5 pieces became widely successful, Elias spent his time and energy on cementing his reputation as a family man. He is quoted on the site as saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup." How original. And that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. The site enthusiastically claims that he made good on that promise, but offers no additional detail. There are a few quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man, The Roottrees Legacy by Bess Williams. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. Below that, there is a long list of accomplishments and awards, and one stands out. Like his great-grandson, Carl. Ooh, that's good to know. Carl, I would assume Roottree. Roottree. Elias's, let's see, great? Yeah, great-grandson. Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. Interesting. Okay, I'm not sure if this part though is should I make a note of this? I would assume. I want to highlight this, at least this part. I feel like this might come into it might come in handy one of these soon. I'm also going to highlight this one. Let's see. Do you think this quote is relevant? I'm gonna highlight this. Oh, they're put here too. What? That's so cool. Okay. All right, we're gonna go forward. You find some information on the website for the first Anderson maple farm. There are a few pictures hold on. Take off this notebook real quick. There are a few pictures of Elias and Gwyneth. The photo was added to your evidence. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Rootree was Gwyneth Anderson. Hold. Okay. We're going to do formally Gwyneth Anderson. Where did I see this? She has no brothers. She, as the older sister, she was to inherit the... Wait, she had no brothers, so as the older sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm. Older sisters to who? She has sisters? Maybe? Okay. We'll do oldest sister. And then inherited the Anderson Maple Farm. This is good stuff. Good stuff, people. Good stuff. Okay. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces, which are still found in stores to this day. Through the Rootree Candy Company, though the Rootree Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it has preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there are still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off many of the turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. Eek. Okay. Good to know. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. We need to go to the printer. How do we get over here? Nope. I did it one time. I don't know how I did it. I think I clicked this. Where's the printer? Let me out. What is this? Interesting, I think. Is that interesting? It said that something had printed. Oh, okay. But I don't know where to go for something that has printed. Okay, so here's the thing. No, Gwyneth. Wait, nope. I can't spell this name. Gwyneth Anderson is her name. She is a housewife. And then you had Elias Rootree. He didn't have any other things, but Elias Rootree. And he is the president, the first president. Yes. So we just need their pictures is all we need. My thing is, where is the printer? Where is it? Isn't this a printer right here? Nothing printed. It said something printed. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Maybe they picked it up by itself. Oh, they picked it up by itself. Okay. I thought I had to go to the printer. Okay. Elias and Gwyneth. This is a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth Rootree. It was taken in 1909 after they founded the Rootree Candy Company, but before it was a success. From what you found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on the notable Rootree list. In your evidence, this will be marked on your chart. Okay. So that being said, this is Gwyneth and this is Elias. Is this right? Something's not right. Right? Because that didn't go up. She's a housewife. Okay. Well, what What about him? It says he's the first president, but he's also the CEO, right? Isn't that what it wrote? That she's the wife. Founder and president is what it says about Elias, but I don't think I saw founder, right? No, that's not on here. I mean, he's the first president because it says founder and president. And it also said that she was a housewife. So how do I lock this in? Maybe I have their names wrong. But it said Gwyneth Anderson. I can't spell this. Okay. Okay. I feel like this is right. Maybe I have to fill in another family? Maybe? I mean, another name? Who is this? Hold on. I need to zoom out. Okay, so he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, 5 children. Okay. And then Carl is the only other name we know. We know Carl Roottrees is Elias's great-grandson. Oh god. Okay. Great-grandson. So this is his child. This is his grandson. This would be a great-grandson, right? On the third side. What's up? How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Is that right? Am I thinking of this right? I feel like I'm right. I feel like I'm right. So because if this is your child and then they have a child, that's your grandchild. And then if the grandchild has a child, this would be your great-grandchild, right? I'm gonna say yes. So let's zoom in on this one. It's just that I don't know which one he is. This one, or well, there's only 2 choices. Oh, this is going to take a second. This is going to take a minute. Okay, hold on. Top secret. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. Okay. Do I not get credit for this at least? I feel like I should. Okay. Okay, Carl Roottrees. We have Elias and Gwyneth, and then Carl Roottrees. Let's try to get more information on Carl. Oh, Carl Roottrees died in the recent plane crash along with his wife, Brenda. Oh, wait. Is Brenda the fashion designer? No. Wait, hold on. Because I have a Brenda here. Is this the fashion designer, Brenda Roottrees? I'm gonna do this. Roottrees? Question mark? I'm gonna do that. Okay, so Carl died in a recent plane crash along with his wife and their daughters, the Roottrees sisters. Oh, this is their dad, Carl. I was wondering who their dad was. Okay. We're gonna do sister's father. I guess that makes sense. Hopefully that I remember that. He was the president of the company. So is he what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the 4th president? If he's the great-grandson, he would be the 4th president, right? If the dad is the 1st. If he's the 1st and he had 5 children, and then whoever is the next one would be the 2nd, and then their child would be the 3rd. Yeah, he would be the 4th. Okay. As well as a clothing company, Root. Okay. Which he co-founded with his wife. which I assume is Brenda. Okay. Okay. December 6, 1998. It is with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that have perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottrees family is in shock. Hold on. I need this to be a little bit bigger. And requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They go into list some of his accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Oh. What if whoever this is it wants the title and they're taking out the other family members? Okay. So if we go to them, right? So this would be Carl then. I don't have a picture of Carl. But Carl Roottree is the 4th president. If I'm doing this right? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. He's a 4th. So whoever this is would probably be the 5th, because this is only, or somebody on this line is going to be the 5th. Okay. I don't have a picture of him just yet. And Carl is married to Brenda. Oh, Brenda White. Hold on. Gotta search this up. He is married to Brenda Roottree. So let's look up Brenda. She might be Brenda Roottree. Okay, so her original name was Brenda White. You stumble across an auction for a black and blue dress that's a Brenda White original. The auction describes it a vintage dress from before Brenda became Brenda Roottree and started designing clothes for Root. The white and gold dress itself doesn't seem relevant to your search. Okay, that is good to know, I think. So Brenda White is their mother. I need a picture of Carl. How do I get a picture of him? I don't think I know how to get a picture of him. What the heck? Doesn't really seem like I can get another. How do I get another picture? Maybe I have to search something up in general. Let me look up Root, maybe? Let's look that up. Look up Root. It's a pretty common. Hold on. Let's go back. It's called. Let's go back. Root Clothing Company. Of course it doesn't. Okay. Maybe Root Clothing. Root. The period is part of the name. Oh, Root period. Okay. It's a clothing company. They make clothes for children, from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say: You've spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, and Raina. Okay. You can also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sisters' mother and Root's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly. Interesting. Okay. Does that tell me anything? Not really, but now, what is this? Okay, so, we need to look up Carl Roottrees. Is this how this works? Oh, forgot they are. Is this how this works? I actually don't know. What's a periodical? What is that? Do I have to like know a certain number or something? Okay. I'm gonna look this up. Watchman of the Year. We'll do spider search first. Oh, new periodical added. What was that? Wait. Show me again. How dare you? Okay, Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on company CEOs and the economy. They have been around for over 100 years in one form or another and will often write about major changes in management at famous companies. Every year, they offer an award to a prominent businessman who has furthered the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches that 2 Roottrees have been featured as Watchman of the Year, Elias and Carl. Business Watch does not host any online archives on any site you can find via spider search, though you may be able to find individual articles and issues through your periodical search. Let's do Business Watch, and we'll do Carl Roottrees. Oh, nice. Okay, so Carl Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987 for his work with Root. Okay, perfect. So let's go over here. Ah, yes, Carl is the man of the hour. Okay, Carl. He is, I would assume, the 4th president, but I'm not entirely sure because all it says is president and it's 1 through 5. I mean, there is also CEO, but I didn't see him listed as CEO. Carl Roottrees was voted in 1987. Let's see, Carl was chosen not for the work for the Roottrees candy, but rather for the clothing company Root. Before they married, Carl's wife Brenda was a fashion consultant. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any free time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin Jim Roottrees. We got another name. Oh, no. How dare you? Hold on. Let's see. We need to add... How do I add another one? Okay, there you go. Jim Roottrees. Carl's cousin. That is good to know. Who is a singer. He is a singer. Who had a young daughter. Okay. Let's do it in this bracket. Had a young daughter. Okay. Around the same age of Raina, word spread. By 1982, Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands. Seeing the demand, Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr. Okay, hold on. Okay, we need Ernie. Ernie Jr. Would his last name be Roottrees, I would assume? I'm gonna do Roottrees. Question mark? Maybe. Who had just become president of Roottrees at the time, spearheaded Root. Wait, who became Carl and his second cousin Ernie, who had just become president of Roottrees at the time, spearheaded Root? It's saying that Carl became the president, or is it trying to say that? Hold on, I don't know. Hold on. I'm confusing myself already. Okay, I want these to go away. I feel like these are necessary. Can I move this to like another? I want to move it to like this, to a different page. Because I kind of just want like names on this page and then this stuff on a different page, but. Okay. This isn't necessary anymore. Like his great grandson, Carl Elias. Okay, this isn't needed anymore. He's quoted as saying this, not needed anymore. Like his grandfather before him, Carl earned a highly percent. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so good. We cleared that up. Okay, we got a few more names now. Oh, still going. Okay, other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finances refuse to fund anything other than candy. So Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. That's crazy. Per tradition, or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted the way the first ones did. Raina became their catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off baby clothes. Carl was voted. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Cool. This is that's good to know. So now I feel like, oh, go look at him like this. Why'd you have me look at him like this? Okay. All right, so let's go back here. So how does the second cousin work? I'm gonna need somebody to give me like a rundown of that. How second cousins work. Because, okay, isn't that like my cousin's cousin? Isn't that how second cousin works? Or is that like, let's see, cousin. Hold on. How does this work? Because, okay, so my dad, my aunt, my brother and sister, we gotta break this down. You can't even tell me. Why can't you help? Huh? Why can't you help? Okay, hold on. Let me think this through. So my dad, his sister has 5 children, and per those 5 children, I have 5 cousins because of that, right? And then their children are also my cousins. So I would assume they are my second cousin because they are the children of my cousin. Is that how that works? I don't know. Sorry, I feel like I got something in my throat. Let me actually just drink some water. Okay, we got to think this through. We have to think this through. Okay, so I feel like, okay, so I don't know how that works. I don't. Okay. I feel like this is right. So I'm not gonna, this is right. So that should be 3 people. I feel like that's 3 people. I need 3 more correct blood relatives before they will lock in. Oh, so I need 3 more here before these will lock in. Okay, so I have 1. Oh, okay. Hold on, let's look at what we have. So we have Jim and Ernie. Carl's cousin is Jim, who is a singer, which I assume will be going here. So let's look up Jim Roottrees. Hold on. Let's go here. Let's go to spider search. Let's see. Jim Roottrees. Oh, yes. Okay. Jim Roottrees is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife, Diamond LaRoe. Okay, that's good to know. Let's do Diamond LaRoe. We'll do Jim's wife. She is also a singer. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rolling On Down to the City. It's now in your evidence folder. Awesome. Okay, although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. That's funny. Okay. The band never had another hit, but has its fans who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Interesting. Right. Oh. Okay. Let's go here. Let's see. Rolling On Down to the City was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979, according to the liner. Notes it satirizes how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Okay, somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos. I would assume that's roller rinks. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you never heard of it before now. Never heard of it at all. Let's see. The image is from an auction of a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says only the great-grandson of Elias Roottrees could make disco this sweet. Okay, so he is the next one over. It is credited to Peter Janowitz from MMM. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottrees, vocals by Jim and Diamond. Jim Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list. In your evidence, he will be marked on the chart with a star. The lyrics to the song contain no clues. Okay, then I don't need to read them. Okay. All right, let's go here. This is going to be Jim. I would assume. Hold, please. Is there no Jim here? I see a James. Is his real name James? Because I do not see a Jim. Hold. Because all of these say his name is Jim Roottrees. Jim Roottrees. Hold on. Let's look this up. Let's do a James Roottrees. Ah, his real name is James. Okay. AKA James. Edit note. We will do this. James and do Jim in quotes. Okay, that is good to know. Let's look up James instead. James Roottrees. He is a singer. Okay. He's an artist, I guess. Artist? Is that how we want to do it? Because it marks him as a singer. I mean, he's also a musician. Oh. Okay. Oh. You've also unlocked the following optional entry, Brenda White. Cool. James is a musician. His wife name is Diamond. Here's a picture of her. I don't have any more pictures of James, to be honest. So is this not right then? Is Carl not the fourth? Is he the third president? Because didn't this article say he was the fourth president? Maybe not this article. I don't think this was the one. It was the one that talked about, yeah, Carl became president of the Roottrees at the time. So how does this work? Because here's the thing. This is why I say this. It's saying that Carl is I guess not right. Because if he's the first president, right? Let's say somebody here became the second president, and then somebody here became the third president, which would make him the fourth president, in my opinion. From my understanding, that's how I would understand this. And he is also the father of 3 girls, and his wife is Brenda. Once you verify this person, you'll be able to add a bonus photo. He's not the 5th, the 3rd. Is he the 2nd? He can't be the 1st. Hold on. I would assume this one, but let's see what other options we have. We have maybe CEO? For now, I'm going to list him as the 4th president. Hold on, let's look this up again. Hold on. So Carl Roottrees. Carl Roottrees. Let's see. Let's see, president. Interesting. Okay. All right. Can I look up presidents of the Roottrees? I'm gonna look this up. Of course, nothing comes from that. Okay. I'm gonna look up Root again. Put a period this time. Okay. Let's see. Who are we missing? Because okay, so we need. I feel like she's also. I'm gonna look up Diamond LaRoe, just in case, because I looked her up before, right? Diamond. Oh. Okay. Diamond LaRoe. Oh, forgot a D. What is this? Okay. We're gonna look up this, maybe? Spider search. Okay. Okay. I was just trying to see what we could possibly get. Because Carl Roottrees, for some reason, he's not like cementing on there for some reason, but I have his wife. I just don't have him for some reason. All right, let's look up Gwen. Let's look up Gwen. Okay. Ooh, we got a picture. So you find some information on the website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get an individual pages from your search engine. Gwen Roottrees is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. Okay. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Who was she married to? Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. Guys Like Us. All right. Let's see. There's a widely circulated photo of Gwen from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to evidence. Did you know Gwen was a granddaughter of Elias Roottree, the founder of the Roottrees candy? She shouldn't have been named Roottrie, but her father took the mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Okay, I feel like that's... Oh, I didn't do that. Okay, so Gwen Roottrie has mother's name. Let's see. She was an actress. Anything else? Oh, she is the granddaughter of Elias. Okay, that is good to know. So, let's see what fits this. See, spouse. The only thing is that okay, if she was a granddaughter, it would be something like this, right? The only thing is, this doesn't dwindle down where she falls here. Okay, let's Gwen. Oh, she's pretty. All right, this photo is a widely circulated photo of Gwen. You have seen it on multiple websites about old films. Gwen Roottrie is on the notable Roottrie list in your evidence. She will be marked on the chart with a star. Okay, so let's see. Let's look up this movie. We're gonna look up this movie, and then we're gonna look up this movie. So she is a granddaughter. She took her mom's last name, Roottrie. Okay, so let's look up this. Okay, so you find some information on the website about old films that are not available on VHS. The site is... Okay, I read that. Guys Like Us is a 1953 film about in which two secretaries cut their hair short and pose as businessmen to get ahead in life until one of them falls in love with their client and hilarity ensues, starring Gwen Roottrie, Leslie Florence, and Harrison Lane. I'm gonna look up Harrison Lane. Harrison Lane was a television actor with a major role in Guys Like Us and some other films. Okay, due to the popularity of Guys Like Us, the studio brought Lane back to play the villain's twin brother. Okay, Western Frontiers has no connection to the Roottries. Harrison Lane seems like a dead end. Okay. Understand. Leslie, I take it as a woman. Okay, so yeah, nothing there. So let's do this. The movie that was a flop. Okay, so it was a war movie about World War I, released in 1955, that received poor reviews and lost the studio money. Gwen Roottrie has a role as a soldier's wife who wrote him letters from home. You find no additional relevant information. Okay. So unless we can figure out who her mom is, so that we know who her dad is, that would kind of help us narrow down where she falls on the tree. And also, it would have said that she was Carl's mom, so she must not be Carl's mom. So she's either oh well, we weren't looking for that, I guess. This one, or this one is wherever she falls. I don't know where she falls here. Oof. Okay, so we have Gwen. She took her mother's last name. She's an actress and she's a granddaughter of Elias. So now let's go to the list. No, not this one. We need this one. We need Red. We're going to do this. Red Roottrees. Red Roottrees. And then we need Lauren Roottrees. And Miracle Junior. So that means there's a senior. That kind of helps out. Okay. All right. I feel like we got Carl, but I don't know why it doesn't want to solidify. It is what it is. All right, let's do Red first. Red Roottrees. Okay, you find information on a website about strange historical facts. What kind of word is that? Aloysius Herring Roottrees, aka Red, was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence and he was defeated in a landslide. Oh, geez. Okay. Let me put this weird name down. Aloysius Herring. Red Roottrees. He was a judge and a politician. Okay, we'll just do this for now. Okay. So why don't we look up this then? We'll look up this. Aloysius Herring Roottrees. Is that the same information? It is. It's the same information. So that means he's not related. So if he's not related, how does he fit on here? Where does he fit on here? Split up. Split up, split up. So he said that he was what now? He was a grandson? He claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad. I don't know. Hold on. Red Roottrees. I feel like something's happening here. Because why is he relevant if he's not even related? And if he's not related, where does he fall on this? I don't see anybody who's like not linked by something. Yeah, everybody is like linked somewhere. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. All right, let's search up a different name. So far, Aloysius is a dead end. So Lauren Roottrees. Okay, let's see what Lauren says. Author, Okay, hold on. A distant relative to the Roottrees sisters is known for her book, A Life Between Wars. All right. Lauren, author. Okay, a distant relative to the sisters. Don't know what that means, distant relatives. All right. According to a website about famous authors in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Oh, her name is Lauren Rafferty. Okay, hold on. Let me put that in here. We're going to do Rafferty. Okay. To little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottree, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry to Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing, oh my god, this is getting hard to read, by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans refer to as the Court Jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. So let's put retired with author. We'll do that. Retired. She is a retired author. Don't know if that's a thing. Just want to make sure that that's like that. Okay. Let's look up Lauren Rafferty first, and maybe it might give us her husband. Nope, it gives us the same information. So let's look up A Life Between Wars. You don't find any copies or excerpts of A Life Between Wars. You do find that because the diary has been reprinted recently for schools, it's available in a lot of libraries. All right, so Lauren Rafferty. A Life Between. Okay, so root. Perfect. Seems you hit the jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You find a hardcover edition. Whoa, it's printing a lot of different stuff. That has a full-page, high-quality pictures in it. The summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries from the diary have been added to your evidence. Perfect. Okay, so let's go back to Lauren. Oop, no, go forward. I wanted to also look up her other stories that they said that she wrote. Well, I guess these aren't really necessary because they're romance novels. Keeping diaries about her famous family. Okay, I feel like that's the next place to go, is to go to the diaries to know what we don't know. Ooh, wow, these are a lot. I'm gonna take a picture of him, take a picture of her. Life Between Wars. All right. The below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren's diary pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottrees is a notable. Okay. The book was published in 1965 and consists of diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Jacob. Okay, so it's Jacob Roottrees then, would be the name. I'm gonna put it in Lauren's note. Can I do this? Jacob Roottrees. I'm assuming that's his name. Died in war. I assume he's a Roottrees because if she's taking on Roottrees by being her last name being Rafferty, that would do it. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son Clark. All right. Oh, I need to do Lauren's husband died in war, and then we'll also do Clark. I would assume Roottrees. Lauren's son. Lauren never remarried, only had one child. By skimming the pages of the diary, you glean the following information. She's a granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. So whoever her dad is okay. Her mother's family was called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer of the Roottrees Candy Company and helped write the legal document called the Clance Trust. It's clear from context the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of the family. Lauren uses them often. 5 pieces. The first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in that generation. The next generation, Lauren's generation, the Free Spirits. The generation after Lauren, including her son. Okay, this is a lot. Okay, hold on. We're gonna add a page. Can we? I'm gonna highlight all of this. Oh, nope. Can't highlight like that. Okay. So, Lauren is a granddaughter. Lauren's mother. Oh my God, how am I supposed to do this? How do I do this? Delete this. How dare you? All right, we're going to do it like this. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do this. Granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth. Okay. Mother was the Cossells. Was the Cossells. Father, aka Pop, hold on, head lawyer, and also did legal document Clance Trust. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do it like this. I need indentions. This is hard, okay? Okay. Oh, okay. Head lawyer. Clance Trust. We're gonna do this. Clance Trust. Legal documents. I have to make sure to search for this. This is crazy. This is a lot. Okay. Okay. You know what? This I kind of like how I've done this. Give me 2 seconds, everybody. I need. Oh, jeez. Okay. I need edit note. We're going to do this. Copy. And then we're going to delete this. Oh, I hope this saved this. Oh, do I hope this saves this? Yes. I gotta find out who TWS is. Okay, Riley is the baby. Okay. Edit note. Riley's baby. I gotta clean this up because I'm starting to get confused. Okay. Brenda, we are going to do this. Take you away. Carl is the father. Brenda. I don't think I put down her name. I really didn't. Okay. Edit. Brenda White. Brenda White is the mother. I can take off Roottrees here. Okay. So we have. Wait. How do I reorder? Drag and drop. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna put Carl and Brenda at the top, Roottrees sisters. Then we have Elias. Yes. We're going to edit the note. Then we have Gwyneth. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let's see. I don't think we ever figured out who Ernie was. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. Okay. Edit note. This guy's not related. I'm gonna put him at the bottom. He's not related at all. Okay, so Gwen has her mom's name. She's an actress. She's the granddaughter of Elias. So she's a granddaughter, and so is Lauren. They're both granddaughters. Okay, we're on Lauren right now. Okay, that's who we're on, right? Yes, Lauren. We need to find out Lauren's dad's name. He only goes by Pop. Okay, and on the second page, we're going to do this. We're going to do this information. I like that. They have different generation. We have the 5-piece, the next generation, and then the this. This is good to know. Okay. Oh, this is a lot. Okay, let's put you away. Oh, wait, there's more? Oh. What's the difference? There's more. There's more information, guys. Okay. Okay, an entry entitled Complaints from Lauren, Roottrees' Diary, written in 1953. The entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwen, who is on the notable Roottrees list. Okay. So we have Gwen, the actress. Okay. Okay, the actress. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. Gwen was an only child. Oh, yeah, I didn't fix hers. Okay. We need to do this. Root tree comes. Oh. Comes from mom's side. No. Edit. She's an actress. She is the granddaughter of Elias. She is the only child. She is an only child. This is very good information that she's an only child. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell in deaf ears. So Lauren has 3 brothers. Okay. Has 3 brothers. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. Gwen's mom's name is Margot. Okay. This could be short for Margaret. Could be. I don't know what's going on in my throat. My throat is like really like itchy. I didn't eat anything. Oh, well, barely. Okay. So during the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I hoped she would be the sister I never had and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye her hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. Her hair blonde, sorry. What a mess, but she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlit, in telltales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. Oh, Bill might be her husband. Let's put this down here, because we know that Harrison Lane is not related to her. So we'll do Wild Bill Williams. I'm making this a personal mission to get all of their significant others. Also, what is Starlit? What is Starlit? It must be a movie. Has to be. Okay. She's the first Roottrees woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me, and now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff just like I do at Gwen. Okay, an entry entitled Dynasty from Lauren Roottrees' diary written in 1958. It focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president of the Roottrees Candy Company, and the meeting to determine his successor. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Who is Clancy? Do I have a Clancy here? Nope. Make a note. Who is Clancy? Oh. Apparently I can't spell. Okay, who is Clancy? Okay. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Okay, and next gens is Lauren's generation, not what's his name? Not Carl's generation, who is the current president. So Carl must be the 3rd one, I guess. Okay, that being said, okay, so I need to look up architects, preachers. That's crazy. Lawyers. So we got architects, preachers, and lawyers. Okay. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Okay, so Clancy must be her brother, or one of her brothers. Instead, it ended up going to Zach, even though his surname doesn't match the candy. He's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had very peculiar views when it came down to his bloodline. Okay, we need to look up who is Zach as well. Who is Zach? Oh, ZAC. Okay. Oof. Okay, that's a lot of information. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach. Who is Angie? Who is Angie? Her name could be Angela, but we're gonna do that. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. Okay, hold on. So, wait. Lauren. Wait, what? Okay, Andy's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all. So is it Angie, Zach, Lauren, Clancy? Is that what I'm understanding here? I'll never forget the cuss words. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do 1, 2, and 4, maybe? 1, 2, and 4. Lauren might be 3. She might be 3. I think so. I don't know. I'll never forget the curse words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Oh, wow. She called him fat. Wow. Okay. An entry entitled Sam from Lauren's diary in 1963. From a previous entry, you learn that Elias Roottrees had given it to his wife. I did? Wait a minute, I did? Had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure... Hold up. Where did I read Sam? It said that it ended up going to Zach. Maybe Zach is a nickname and Sam is his actual name? Okay, hold on. This is crazy. We're gonna do Sam? Question mark, question mark? Okay. Oh, okay. You learn that Elias Roottrees given it to Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gathering. And to his wife, it announced that Sam, an obscure relative, would be included in... I didn't learn that. What are you talking about? Guys, I'm so confused. Okay, who is Sam? Because I don't think Sam is... I don't know. Gwyneth had been publishing to include Sam for quite some time, Lauren writes. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told, trim the branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. And I'm not the only one to realize. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year at the reception. When I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Okay, we have Miracle. Miracle's boys. I'm gonna do that, question mark. We have Uncle Junior, Patsy, Uncle Junior, and Patsy. Okay, and Pop. I have that up there. Okay. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sam. Farmhand? Farmhand? Question mark? And then other farmhands. This is a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's going to end up making sense like later, but right now this is a lot. EC, and John. I can't spell, guys. When he used to drive past the old Anderson farm. Anderson farm. Wait, is the Anderson farm, that's what's her name's farm, right? Elias's wife? Yeah, Gwyneth Anderson. Okay. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Okay. Eli, he is the youngest. Okay. Not let me do a note. Asterisk. Not Lauren's brother. Good to know, I guess. Even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seemed thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? Because he's probably his son, the granddad's son, probably. Granddad probably, like, I don't know. He's up with somebody, and this boy is now, who are we talking about again? This boy is probably his son or something. That would be my guess. In my opinion, that would be my guess. Okay. Okay, I think this is the last entry. Okay, one of the final entries, called Clark, from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1964. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18, for God's sake, and Danielle isn't much older. Ooh, drama. Okay. Where do I have Clark? Do I have Clark somewhere? Clark? Oh, her son. Clark's Lauren's son. Okay. Lauren's son. Sorry guys, I keep hitting this thing. Married to Danielle. But openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob, okay, I got his name, Jacob, and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. Okay, Clark, he is part of the free spirit generation. Okay. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. Do I have Carl up here? Oh, Carl. Carl's the dad. Carl Roottree. Okay. But that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Clancy. Okay, I have Clancy here. Okay. Clancy might be Carl's dad, I think. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seem to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. What does that mean? Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. Do I have an Edward on here? I need to know. Edward. Ay, God. Ay, Dios mío. Okay. Edward. I don't know. Right, I have to form it in a question. Who is Edward? Is that how I have it? Yeah, it's Edward. That would be good to know who these people are. So he's going to take over the department once he retires, once Pop retires. Okay, as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were working in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all. Ooh, Zach was a president. Zach, right. I meant to put this up here. Second president. Right. Okay, Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Okay, Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. Oh, even her son. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. All right. Let's see. We have this person, this person, this person, this person, and this person. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is a 5-piece. This picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. So this is Pop. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. I'm guessing this is Eli Jr. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the three of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found years later that they never even took a second look. Are you guys following? Because I'm not following. Okay. To figure out who these people are. Okay. Let's see. Mr. Morden. We have this person. Okay, hold on. Who is Mr. Morden? And then we have Pop. Angie and Lauren wanted to be in the photos. Angie, I think I have her up here. Yes, Angie is here. Since Miracle was in it, and the three of us were all about the same age. So Miracle. It must be Miracle Jr. Has to be. Oof. Okay. All right. That's good to know. And then we have this photo. There's a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, we have this person. I'm guessing because she called somebody fat. Did she call Zach fat? Hold on, I'm gonna come back to this. Hold on. Somebody called somebody fat. Her mom had said something about somebody being fat. Hold on. Okay, must be on the next page. I'm off topic, a girl. Rightfully so. Hold on, somewhere on here. It's not this one. Lauren Roottrees, Granddad was furious. Pop argued. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. So that must be Zach, because I remember. Okay, yeah. I'll never forget the curse words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. So it went to Zach, and so this must be Zach. Let me make a note that Zach is fat. He was the second president, and we're gonna do he's fat. There we go. He's fat. I think this is gonna help. So we know this is Zach, right? I don't know who this is. This must be Miracle Jr. Don't know who that is. Don't know. Somebody. Okay. Okay, so this is the Next Generation caption. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered at the warehouse floor, or on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me, he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. So this is Eli? All the way to the left. Yeah, this is Eli then. What? Your live was flagged for harassment and bullying. Repeated violations could result in a live being discontinued. Oh, is it because I said FAT? Really? But that's what they called him. All right, that's crazy. Okay. So then this is Eli. Oh, jeez. Okay. But but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and we all clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. What? The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. Okay, so she wanted Eli to stand to stand all the way to the left, but this would be Zach then. Okay, I feel like we went through all of this evidence, right? Okay. Now to start searching. Okay, what did we add? I should have added like a little asterisk for everything that we added. Let's go with... Oh, did we ever look up Ernie Jr.? He's all the way up here. Let's do this. Let's reorder the notes, because I don't think we did anything with Ernie just yet. We'll put him down here. This guy is nobody at this point. He's a nobody. So, oops. Sorry. Okay. So what did we learn? What did we learn? Okay, so I feel like Carl is the third one. Let's do this first. I feel like this guy, zoom in, he is the 3rd president, I feel like. Because if Zach, who is a part of this group, is the 2nd president after him, because none of these people took it. So if he's the 2nd president, that's what make him the 3rd president, in my opinion. I think. I don't know. I think. Okay. Who were we searching? We are searching Let's search Anderson Maple Farm real quick. Anderson, oh, forgot the N. Anderson Maple Farm. I feel like we looked at this, but I just wanted to see real quick. Before Elias took over the farm, produced the syrup. Okay, so we did read this. Okay, we read that already. All right, we're done with them. So, Roottrees comes from her mom, so we need to know Margot Roottrees. Can we just Margot? How do you spell Margaret? Is it like that? Or is it Margaret? Root. How do you spell Margaret? Is there no A there? Margaret? Margot Roottrees. Okay, hold on. Wild 2 T's. Wild Bill Williams. Let's see. Okay, Wild Bill Williams was a leading man of some non-notable movies in the 1950s. He appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Brave, which has yet to be released for home audiences. You don't find any additional information. He's known for his good looks and off-screen romances, specifically with blondes. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. There's a famous Hollywood rumor that he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party, and that she was already aware of his reputation. While Bill grew up in Paris, France, he returned there often. But what's her name Gwen was going to Paris, France. So Bill must be he must be her husband that she got a divorce from. Must be. Okay. Well, I don't really think we won't really be able to Starlet. Ooh, Starlet was a magazine that started with the colorization of film and went until around 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with a focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't much go into any further aspects of, okay, but I do want to check that out real quick. Is that a periodical or something? I actually don't know. Let's do Starlet. Oh, I need a keyword. What was her name? Gwen? Alright. Gwen Roottrees was often in Starlet. Most mentions were around the time of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. The gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. Others mention that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There's also an interview from earlier in mid-1957 where she was asked about her last name. She answered, the power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottrees has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But while combined with the alliteration, Williams is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlet exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottrees for the last name, not Williams, but we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both of our family names for the next generation. Ooh, so does that mean that Sam must be her son? Okay, so I'm just going down the line. Okay, so we got that. husband. Well, former husband. Former husband, and but that means they had 2 children. Has 2 children. Sam might be one. We'll do that as a speculative note. But it said that she's pregnant with her 2nd child. They said they have a child on the way. Wait, hold on. Maybe I misread that because it could just mean that they have 1 child. Yeah, that they're pregnant again. That's what it says. Because they have a child on the way. So I'm guessing Sam is her child. Either that, or EC and John are her 2 children. But I would assume Sam is definitely 1. In my opinion, I think. Okay. This family's crazy. Messed up already. Alright. Lauren Rafferty, a retired author, distant relative to the sisters. Because it said that she doesn't have brothers, but then in her diary, she goes on to say that she had a brother, Zach, and Clancy. Okay, let's look up Pop. Wait, the co-cells is first. Maybe not we'll just do co-cells. Hopefully I spelled that right. Okay, her mother was a part of the co-cells, but we'll do Pop Roottrees. I'll do head lawyer. Okay, we're going to do this. Clans Trust. Okay, the Clans Trust. Okay. Is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Rootree, who was Elias's son and the Rootree Candy Company head lawyer at the time. Oh. Okay, so Papa's going to need his own thing. Okay. Clancy Edward. We're going to do Clancy Edward Pop Rootree. Clancy Pop Rootree is the head lawyer. Son of Elias. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. All right, so with this, I'm going to bring this up so I can see this. This is going to go over Lauren. Okay. Okay. I'm done reordering. Let's see. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of the profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never fully been disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. The Clans Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another family member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law school, which apparently had guests lecturer talk about the Roottrees versus RR in 1994. While looking into the clan's trust, you often find mentions to the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. Okay, so the Roottrees, let's do this. Hold on. We're going to add another page. We're going to highlight this, and we're also going to look this up. Okay, Roottrees. Wait, stop it. You're doing great. Stop. Okay, highlight and search. You find very few details about the particular incident with regards to the clan's trust. A student that attended a lecture about it wrote the following on a Legal Oddities website. From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR... Okay, who's RR? Let me make a note of that. Who's RR? Is there a RR name? There isn't. Okay, well done. Who is RR? Okay. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, I believe that he's talking about Sam. And second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Okay, still, due to the ironclad wording of the clan's trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendants of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. There's no additional information online. Right, and then there's this, the 5-piece guarantee. This is a very odd one as well. 5-piece guarantee. Let's look this up. The 5-piece guarantee is in combination with the clan's trust was Elias Roottree's attempt to ensure that the Roottree Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Rootree's president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. Combined with the clan's trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president, and he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision is widely debated on both online and in person by enthusiasts of all levels of expertise. I said that word wrong all the time, so I'm skipping it. Skip. All right. So if we go back to page 1, right? We're at Pop right now. We know he is the head lawyer. We know that he is Lauren's father. Do we have Lauren on here yet? I don't think we do. I don't think we filled much in. I feel like there's a lot of information that we didn't write down too. Okay, hold on. We know that he's her dad. Okay, hold on. I need to know where Elias fits in all of this. I mean, not Elias, Pop. I need to know where Pop fits in all this. Like, because it says that, so Pop is Elias's son, right? Yeah, because Lauren is calling Elias granddad. So if Pop is Elias's son, where does he fall in the family timeline? After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told trim their branches from the family tree, so why is Sam special? Okay, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands. There's not really much mention into where his children lie, really. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. All right, let's do this. Okay. I know we looked him up already, but I want to go back to. Did I ever search his name? Clancy Edward Roottree. Let's go to him. Okay, it just brings up this one page. It only brings up the fact that he is the head lawyer, or was the head lawyer at the time. There's not much of... Okay, how about we do it this way? We'll look up Roottrees Architect and see if we can probably try to put names to things. Architects. Ah, come on. There has to be something. No? Okay. Okay, so we wouldn't be able to look it up that way. Jacob Roottrees, he died in the war. Clark is her son, married to Danielle. Let's see, Ernie Jr. Ernie Jr. Roottrees. Oh, look up Ernie Roottrees. Okay. Ernie Jr. was a former president of the Roottrees Candy Company. He seemed to directly precede Carl Roottrees, and one website even says that he was Carl's mentor. Okay, so that would make... Huh? Hold on. He was apparently very successful as a president, but not as much as a public figure. He was rarely seen in public and stepped down due to illness in 1996. He has since passed away. Okay, so then that means it would be Elias, Zach, Ernie, Carl. I said Carl was the fourth, so why... Hold on. So why isn't it... Okay, so he is the fourth. He is the fourth. Unless he's the fifth. Let's see if it locks in if I press 5. It does not. I'm putting fourth. Okay. Whatever. Once you verify, you'll be able to add another photo. Okay. So, Ernie, I'm guessing is a Roottrees, but you can't tell because it's not showing that he was. Let's see. He was a former president of the company. He was so he was third. We'll put third in brackets. He was Carl's mentor. I don't know if this matters. He's apparently very successful, but not as much as a public figure. He had an illness. This is crazy. Okay. So we have Ernie. We know he's the third one. Let's look up Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who is part of the Miracle Network. Oh my God. Okay. Here we go. Getting into some craziness. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist. I'm guessing that's a preacher, right? Of Miracle Network. Of Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiring to defraud the public in 1979. Makes sense. When he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair, a news expose revealed it was his wife, Edith's sister. Okay. We'll do fake healed wife, Edith's sister. The author also mentioned that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. Okay. Wife. Sketched past. Okay. He has since lost a television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States, where he was not known before the scandal. I see. So let's look up Miracle Network. Why don't we? Ooh, we got something. You find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by the Miracle Roottrees Estate. It's quite bare bones, but has the following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle Rootree. Miracle Rootree arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. So he's the baby of Elias. So he's the baby. Okay. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems. But still, with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottrees Jr. Arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself with the Rootree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places that need it most. The power of the Lord coming to a town near you. Below the blurb is a flyer about a tour, which is in your evidence. Okay, Miracle. There's also another one here. This game seems like a certain kind of training. It really kind of does. CIA, here I come. Okay, the flyer for the 3 Generations of Miracles tour. The flyer is a few years old. It comes from 1996. The names listed are Miracle Jr., who is said to be world famous and gets top billing. Miracle Jr. is on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. He will be marked on the chart with a star. Miracle Rootree, who the flyer says will make a special appearance. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole, who are said to be. Wait. I'm sorry. Did I just what? Okay, so Miracle Rootree Jr. is the son of Elias. He's the baby. And then we have Miracle Rootree. Who is Junior's son. And then we have, hold on. Oh my God. This is why all these names were like this. And then we have Miracle. Oh my God. Miracle the Third. Who is grandson of Miracle of Junior. And then wife is Nicole, youth pastors. So he created his own cult, I see. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is Miracle the Third, and this is Miracle. All right. So we can plug him in. So Miracle is Miracle. Hold on, we gotta zoom in because I can't see. This is Miracle. Miracle Jr. He is a pastor. Got pastor up here? He's a preacher. Then you have his wife Edith. I'm guessing Edith Jacobson. They had Miracle, which I don't know if we have a picture of him. I believe we do, but I don't. We have Miracle, who is. Did it say what Miracle was? It just says that he'll make a special appearance in his 60th year on God's earth. Wait. Oh my God. I think I have this backwards. I totally have this backwards. Okay, hold on. This is Miracle. Miracle. This would have to be Miracle Jr. And then, but it doesn't say what his occupation is. And then you have Miracle the Third. Miracle the Third, who is a youth pastor. Do they have youth pastor? They do not. So I guess preacher and his wife Nicole. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know who his wife is, but so far we have the Miracles, okay? We got the Miracles, I think. I think. Okay, hold on. Miracle Third. The Third? Okay, fine. Miracle Rootree. Okay, Miracle Network, Miracle Rootree arrived so late in his mother's life. Okay. 23 years later, Miracle Jr. arrived and became family's second vessel for the higher power. So his son is also a preacher. Dang, a whole family line of preachers. And they're let me not say what I was gonna say. Okay. All right, let me not. Okay. So we have Miracle Rootree. We have Miracle Roottrees Jr., who is Miracle's son. And then we have Miracle the Third, son of Junior. Sure. I don't know. This is a lot. I didn't think it was gonna be like this, but this is a lot. All right. Who do we have next? We went through the miracles. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Nicole. Wait, how did they say her name? Nicole, hold on. Nicole Madsen. Let's do Madsen because I believe Nicole is his wife. So, Madsen. Smith. Nothing. Wow. Okay. That's probably not their names. Okay. Let's see. Clancy. Let's do Clancy Roottree. There's no Clancy. What about Zach Roottree? Zachary, maybe? Is it A-R-Y? Zachary? Angie? Sam. Oh, I did same. Still nothing. Okay. All right. We might be getting to a part where we are stuck and may have to come back for round 2. So let's see who we have right now. So we have, I believe, we have grandma and grandpa, great grandma, great grandpa, or great, however many greats. Gwyneth and Elias. Do I have another picture of Elias? I don't think I do. This might be him. This old guy right here. I don't know. And then we have Carl and Brenda, who is his wife. We have James and Diamond. Got the 3 girls. That's how we started. We might have Miracle Jr., and Miracle Jr.'s Jr. We might have them. And we know that Edith is Miracle's, and I know Nicole is Miracle Jr. Jr.'s wife. I just don't know what her last name is. So let's go over what we have real quick. I feel like we went through all of this. So the first 3 don't really matter. And we have, first 4 don't matter. We need to figure out where, I would love to know where Pop falls here. Because is Pop because here's the thing. Let's say this is Pop, right? Right here. Lauren could be here because Lauren has 3 siblings. But the way that we... Hold on. This could be where Pop goes. This could be... what is his name? Okay, Clancy Edward Pop. This could be, yeah, he was a lawyer. He was the lawyer. Their mom is a co-cell. The only co-cell that's on here is a Sarah. So let's say this is the first one, right? I don't think we have a picture of him just yet, but his child is Lauren. The only thing is, where does Lauren fall? Because, oh, wait. Lauren could fall here because she only has a child, but he is married. So then Lauren would fall here, married to her husband, which is, her son would be here, married to his wife, but it'll look like they might have split up maybe down the line. And then he marries again, and they split up again. Then he marries here. That's what it seems like. Because this is how we had it in the book, right? So we have... Clancy might be the fourth one. So we had that Angie was the first. Zach is the second, who was also the president, but that would make Zach Carl's dad, which I don't think is right. I honestly feel like Zach might be James's dad, but well, no, Zach could be Carl's dad, because I do remember in here where she speaks about Carl. She says Zach. She says she asked Clancy if it ever came up with a woman that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all. That would make me think that Angie is the first, Zach is the second, Lauren is the third, and Clancy is the fourth. That's what that would tell me. But he just laughed. Excuse me. But the reason why I was coming over here was because, well, it was because of that. But because I believe that this is Pop. Pop goes here, I believe. Clancy goes here, I think, because it said that he had 4 children. Well, she said she had 3 brothers, but it looked like she has... Hold on. I go. Let's see, Angie. Yeah, there's a Angelica Morden. Let's look up Angelica Morden real quick. Angelica Morden. There's nothing that comes up under that name. Maybe I didn't spell it right. Hold on. Angel Ika Morden. I feel like I spelled that right, but it doesn't come up. Angelica Morden. Yeah. Nothing comes up. Okay. So if we look at this, right? If Pop is Lauren's dad, and she's talking about these are, unless these aren't her siblings, these could be her cousins, really? Because by the time we get to this, wait, where's that picture? By the time we get to these pictures, right? All that says is the picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. So this is Pop. So this old guy is Pop. So that means this is Pop, right? This is Clancy. Where am I? Yeah. This is the 5 pieces. So per her her thing about the family names, The first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father is in this generation. So he might be correct, so that would mean that Pop is the third child? Because there's one where she talks about Carl, and she says that he's the only one in their the next children's generation that seems to be Eli, Miracle's youngest, is not my brother. Not my brother even chimed in. Miracle's youngest. So Miracle had 2 children. Okay, that would make sense. So that means this is Eli. Ooh. I would think Elias Miracle. Eli, hold on, let me look that up. Elias M. Roottree. Nothing comes up here. I see nothing. This is crazy. A lot of things like go to like dead ends, unless they're not like, we don't get them because they're not relevant just yet. But I do want to say that there should be an Elias. Maybe Elias Jr. But what's the grandfather's name? Elias Roottrees. So that would mean he could be a junior, unless Elias had maybe he has a first son that's named Elias Jr. Highly possible. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to stick on a certain thing. Okay. So this is obviously Miracle. If this is the first 5, right? Because they said that he was born 14 years after all of them. So if this is in order, this is Pop is the oldest, but it's not. This couldn't be in order because this little boy's right here. What does Lauren look like? Oh my God. Lauren, what do you look like, girl? It looks like this. This is her husband, Jacob. Okay. So that would mean, does this look like her or does that look like her? Because she says she's not blonde, so I would assume this is her as well, right? Because she had mentioned that she wanted to dye her hair blonde. So, let's say Lauren is youngest. If Lauren is the youngest, because she only had 1 child, but her child married. So if her son married, it would make sense that he's over here because we know that he married somebody. So that would make her the oldest. The only thing is that this is very contradicting about that. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all. So it's Angie, Lauren, Zach, Clancy? But in her first thing, didn't she say she didn't have a sister? Lauren never remarried and only had 1 child. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family name was called the Coselles, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was a head lawyer. Uh-huh. And then she talks about what her and Gwen. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. So she doesn't have a sister. Lauren has 3 younger brothers. So that means Lauren is the first. So this would be Lauren then. Lauren. Wait. Lauren Roottrees. She is an author. Lauren. Oh, I got somebody. Oh, dang. I did really good. Okay. Wow. Uh-oh.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Lauren, she was together with Jacob Rafferty. Yes, right? Am I wrong? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Lauren is a Roottrees. Okay, hold on. Lauren is a Roottrees. Rafferty is her husband's last name. Okay. So Lauren is 1. Okay. Her husband is Rafferty. Hold on. That would make Angie's not even one of the children. Zach is 2. Clancy is maybe number 3. So who is number 4? Because okay, hold on. Well, let's go back to Jacob. Let's not do too much just yet. Jacob Rafferty. He is. I have a picture of Jacob, right? I think that was a part of the same thing. I think I have another picture of Lauren. This looks like her, but I'm not entirely sure. Could be any one of these. Let's not fill that in. Her son, Clark. Oh, the picture of her son? I don't know if that's Clark Rafferty. I do not know what he does, but his wife is Danielle. Danielle Franks, probably. Oof. Tell me Zach is Carl's dad. That's what I was trying to confirm, but I kept forgetting. Because she mentions Carl in here. I think on the 4th page. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle Boy, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. Okay, maybe it's in the last one. Because Clark was getting married to Lauren. I mean, not to Lauren, to Danielle. Yeah, he gets married to Danielle. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than anyone can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, That's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. So that means Clancy is his dad? Clancy is his dad. Is that what I'm reading? So if Carl's here, that means Clancy's the second oldest, and that means that Zach is James's dad. Excuse me. Let's see what we got. Let's see, this photo has a note attached from the employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris, Gwen and the boys. So this is Gwen, her oldest son, her second son. Okay. Do we have Gwen on here yet? I don't think so. But Gwen would most likely be here. And then her two sons. That's what I'm guessing. So this is Gwen. Gwen. She is an actor. Her spouse was William, something William. Bill something. Wild Bill, wasn't it? Oh my god. What's her spouse's name? Hey, Gwen. Yeah, Wild Bill Williams. How come I'm not seeing a Williams here? I don't see a Williams at all. Okay. I mean, she could also be here too. But it does say that she split up with him. So if she split up with him, that would make her here. And then I have her other photo. And then her two sons would be here. This looks older, this looks younger. I don't know her two sons' names. We're just gonna go unknown male here. Unknown male. Even though we know who her husband is. But we're gonna do that for right now. Who's her dad or parent? Well, he had 5 boys, it said. So who's her dad? Alright, let's see what this is. Vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. Better for Butler County. This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It is a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from the newspaper article from the Butler County Times about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. CM. Who is CM? Okay, let me highlight this. I'm gonna highlight this just so that I know to look up a CM. Oof. Because I'm literally about to call it, guys. My brain is overloaded. Who is this? This photo was tucked inside of an envelope with a letter beneath, a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, to Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects though it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. Okay, about his grandfather, I assume. As for myself, it is impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. Nicole, we could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Nicole, the only Nicole I know so far is whose wife is Nicole? I think his wife. Somebody's wife is Nicole. I might not have put it down yet, but there is a Nicole somewhere. Why isn't his working? I'm gonna keep the fourth president. I go. Okay. Well. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. There's that baby. She's so cute. And she's pregnant. Okay, so this photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 years or so, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. Oh, so this is Carl right here. Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the photo, in childish print writing, it says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Didn't we read this already? After some time, they returned with new resources. Okay. They then said, okay, that just reiterates what she says to me. Okay. Red is marked off because he's not a thing. So we need Miracle Jr. and Gwen on here. And Carl. I feel like I have Carl's, but his isn't doing it right. So I don't know. Maybe I need to use this one. Carl? No, I guess. Okay. Okay. Last time to check the notes, and then we are going to do the rest of this later, I guess. Alright, so the first 1, 2, 3, and 4 can go away. Then We have Gwen, which I need to figure out where her root tree comes from her mom's side. But didn't they say that they all had boys? Granddaughter of Elias. Mom's name is Margot. There has to be a Margaret root tree, I would assume. I would assume Margaret root tree is her mom, because her name is Margot. Let's look up Margaret root tree. Margot Light. Yeah, she doesn't come up. Okay. Gwen is very pretty. I like the picture that they made of her. All right. We have Clancy Edwards, which we have him in the right spot with his wife Sarah, who had 5 children. Lauren states that she has 3 brothers. The only other 3 boys' names that we have in here. Oh, that's right. We have Ernie. Ernie Jr. But Ernie Jr. might no, but they said that none of his children became president. And it seems that Ernie was the 3rd president. He was Carl's mentor. So I would assume Ernie goes like up here somewhere. Maybe. Miracle Root Tree is Elias's youngest son. And we have his children. I spelled Clack instead of Clark, apparently. Okay, so we have Zach, Ernie, Clancy, Angie, Sam, Uncle Junior and Patsy, Edward, Mr. Morden, RR, EC, and John. And then we have a CM. I don't know who CM could be. Maybe Carl's mentor? That could, but why would he put Carl's mentor? I don't know. All right. This is where we are going to pause it, and we will come back to try to see if we can figure the rest of this out. This is a lot more confusing than I thought it was going to be, so it is what it is. But okay. All right. How do we save this? I'd like to save it. Return to game. Save and quit. I don't know if it's going to go to the main thing, so I will do this. All right, and we will come back here next time. To finish this off. Again, thank you guys so much for joining. This has been a very, very confusing, but also very entertaining kind of detective work, really. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will try to see if we can figure this entire thing out. Wow, like I honestly don't even know how to even end this, really. Because there was just so much going on, and it's just like an ample amount of like information, but they only give you like a little notebook to side, and I would rather like draw it out personally, but I want to take the notes down so that you guys can also see it as well, so you can help me kind of like get everything like done for the most part. So, but with that being said, that is the end. Sorry for all the coughing. It's very dry in here for some reason. So I'm gonna have to like work on that. I probably will open up a window for tomorrow. Try to get some fresh air in here. But for now, that will be it. I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.